Welcome back to West Texas View.
Wenda Christopher with Hillcrest School has been giving us some great information. If you are a parent or a grandparent of a student with some learning differences that does not fit exactly in the school that that student is attending now, then this is something you need to really listen up, because we've got some great information to share with you about Hillcrest School, which is a very small school that's been in existence for 22 years, and it was originated just for those with learning differences. And Wenda, before we get on to the next thing, I want us to clarify that you do have some students who don't have learning differences, mainly because they're the siblings of some of your students that are already there and they wanted to join. Is that correct?
That is correct. We have a lot of sibling groups in our school, and not only do our students come with learning differences, but sometimes they have had some bullying issues or some social problems in their schools. And a lot of parents think, well, I'll just bring our student to Hillcrest for 1 or 2 years and they can catch up, and then we'll go back to the public schools. But what normally happens is they stay at Hillcrest. We have a lot of students who started in kindergarten and have graduated from Hillcrest School. And then their siblings also came along because the parents realized that they were so happy.
With this small environment,
Right.
that it was worth
Exactly.
going to a private school. And in no way is this meant, because you have had a wonderful career in the public schools, and by no way is this meant to downgrade or bash the public schools, because the public schools do a wonderful job with the limitations they have and with the wide variety of student base that they are catering to.
That is very correct.
So
yes, I have a huge
wanted,
heart for the administrators, the teachers,
yes.
and the students and parents who are in public
because
schools.
you've been there, done that.
Yes.
and I want though to follow up, because as again I said we're going to have a parent join us that is going to talk about their experiences. But I wanted one of the things that has impressed me is that the parents say this is really just a family, and they have so much fun. It's not just all learning in the classroom, but it's learning socially, and it's learning to abide by rules as they do joint activities. Talk a little bit about some of the activities. I know you've mentioned graduations, you've mentioned a prom.
Yes, ma'am.
And so talk about some of those.
Well, our younger students went to Fiddlesticks Farms in the fall, and they had a blast there. And today our student council is going to a park that we have committed to volunteering to take care of on Big Spring Street. So they're going to clean up the park and then go to lunch. And we have camp every year. Our high school students are going to Camp Eagle the first week of March, and I'm really excited to get that going. We'll be there for a week, and they get to do some bonding experiences. And
So is this during spring break?
it's the week before spring break. It's actually during school, and it's part of our curriculum.
Okay.
So for 4 days they'll be on the zip line and
But you'll
doing
be
some
teaching
hiking.
them
Oh,
while
yes.
they're there.
Right. They'll be learning some valuable experiences about getting along and being out in nature, and we'll do science exercises and bonding with the students. And of course we do have our prom in the spring and graduation in May. So we stay really busy with game nights at school and different activities to involve the parents as well.
Do you have anything like dance or guitar lessons or anything like that, music lessons?
We have elective classes, 7th period every day. And in those elective classes, we have had a chef come and teach cooking classes. We have arts and crafts. We have a video class. We have a study skills class so that students who might normally take homework home can stay during that 7th period and get their homework finished so they don't have to take it home. And they're there with a teacher who can help them with those lessons. We have a film appreciation class and a creative writing class this semester. So there are a lot of different opportunities for enrichment in the afternoons for the students.
And so when a student graduates or finishes finishes there and goes back into the public schools or another private school or something, do they have any problems making that adjustment because they've been almost in a cocoon with small classes, and then all of a sudden they're in a major university or a college with maybe 50 in a class? And
that's a very good point. I teach a senior methods class which helps our seniors make a transition from high school to a job, maybe job interview, background information, or going to college, or joining the military, or whatever their hopes and dreams are for the future outside of school. But I believe the bulk of our seniors this year are going to Midland College, and so they can make that transition for a couple of years before going to a major university. So I think that's probably the best fit for them.
And so has your experience been that there's not a lot of problems in that, making those transitions?
No, our students are almost 100% college bound, and they go to universities all over the USA, so I haven't heard of any stories where they had a problem with that transition.
Well, tell us some of the fun successes that you've had with students.
Well, I hope that we can bring some students
to
be on the air with you, because I have a handful that, well, actually 69 of them would be awesome to have here, but just students that might not have made it in the public schools, and they're just our greatest advocates of Hillcrest, and they'll tell anybody and everybody they know, Hillcrest is great, I couldn't have done it without Hillcrest, and now they're going off to college. So it just, every day something exciting and new happens.
And one of the exciting things for me as an educator is all of a sudden learning is fun. And it's not a drudge, it's not something, oh gosh, but it's something that they really, really are excited about, knowing that they're succeeding, that they're having successes.
And fortunately, we don't have attendance problems, we don't have tardy problems. The kids are just excited to be there every day, so that's really testimonial for Hillcrest.
We've got so many other things that we want to talk about, and so I'm going to ask Wenda to come back next week and bring a parent with her, and she's going to give us a perspective from the other side, as well as some of the other things that I have on my list of questions that we didn't have time to talk about today. So we'll see you next week with another program about Hillcrest.
Thanks for joining us for News West 9's West Texas View with Johnny Lou Avery. This has been a public affairs presentation of KWAB-TV and KWES-TV.